Starcasting to you from the City of Angels. Journey with me through the cosmos, the stars and planets, the energy for our week starting Sunday, February 27th through Saturday, March 5th, 2022. Hi, everyone. My name is Karis. Thank you so much for being here and listening to the Voice of Astrology podcast. Alexa, get me the Voice of Astrology. Let's take a look at our week coming up. And there is so much going on. Now, the week, Sunday, February 27th, is starting off with the moon in Aquarius. So with the moon in Aquarius, which is right before the new moon in Pisces, which I will get to, the feeling, the energy as we start off the week on Sunday is the energy of wanting some space. When we look at the moon in Aquarius right before the new moon, it's about getting in touch with your originality. What is unique about you? What is different about you? What perhaps do you feel is weird, where you want to get in touch with what makes you different? Some would say weird. I wouldn't. But what is it about you that maybe you were made fun of? Maybe you've put yourself down for, and now you want to get in touch with what is different about you, and you want to bring it out. You want to celebrate it. Everyone is their own individual, and Aquarius is the sign of individuality. This feeling as we're starting off the week with wanting your space is so that you can go within and get more deeply in touch with the unique self that you are. Every human being has something that belongs exclusively to them, that they alone have that energy, that quintessence, the thing that makes you uniquely you. This is actually how we're starting off the week, with the feeling, the energy of getting in touch with that. Also, Aquarius is the rebellion, going against the grain. As much as Aquarius loves people, it's the sign of friendship. Aquarius is the sign of equality, brotherhood, sisterhood, tolerance. Everyone is equal in the sense of them having the right to be free, to be themselves. So Aquarius does not submit. They're the rebels of the zodiac. We're all socialized and conditioned to a certain extent to fit in, to go with the group, the herd, Aquarius would say. Well, this time frame, as we're starting off the week with the moon in Aquarius, the moon being what it is that you truly want. And it's about feeling into, because the moon isn't about analyzation in the mind. The moon is what you truly have an appetite for, to make yourself happy, to make yourself feel content. And when it's the moon in Aquarius, it's the feeling of you wanting your space to find your freedom, to bring out and celebrate and express what is individual about you, where you are as the original, one of a kind, unique person that you are. Now, this moon in Aquarius, as we start off the week, is also right before what's called the new moon in Pisces that I'm going to get to. But this balsamic dark side of the moon, where it's about going within, intuition, psychic ability, space, going into that sense of, I've got to be alone. I need my space for a while to feel into what is unique about yourself. Perhaps you feel like you lost that. I have a lot of astrology clients say to me that because they've been worried and doing for everybody else, they feel like they lost themselves. And so they're trying to get back in touch with that feeling of, oh, who the heck am I and what's different about myself? Now, The reason why Aquarius has the provocateur, why they like to provoke, is because Aquarius is the sign of not only freedom and liberation, but go against the grain so that you can move into the future, so that you don't stay stuck. Aquarius rules over electricity, and electricity and electrical power is a heightened force in the sense of being alive, feeling alive. Think about how we use that expression. It's lit. When we light something up, when it's so filled with energy, it's a heightened feeling of aliveness. So this is part of the reason why Aquarius says, wake up, wake up, become alive, turn on that light, that electricity. So not only do you not stay stuck in the past, because Aquarius is very much about the future, but the more you get in touch with your own individuality, the more alive you feel and become. You turn on the light, so to speak, or that electricity that Aquarius rules over. So we're wanting that, we're feeling into that as we approach the new moon in Pisces. Aquarius is all about freedom. And you'll hear Aquarius say this all the time: just be yourself, be you, do you, live your own life. They're very much, the moon in Aquarius is very much about not trying to control how you live, who you are, be yourself. So this is how we're actually starting off the week, with the balsamic dark side of the moon. Now, what that basically means is that before we get to the new moon moment, where the moon lines up with the sun to fill up with new energy and power to connect to that, there'll be 2 or 3 days before the new moon moment where you can feel like, gee, the energy has just gone out. I have to fill back up with new energy and electricity. Moon in Aquarius, meaning a new sense of aliveness. And so that time of balsamic dark side of the moon is intuitive, it's psychic, it's keep your dream journal. Don't push yourself too hard. That is not the time to try to force yourself or a situation, because the energy simply isn't there. You're now wanting to fill up with the new energy and new light during balsamic dark side of the moon. I always think of the balsamic dark side right before the new moon as a car going to a gas station, filling up with that new energy and preparing for the new journey, which is exactly what it is. The new moon is about, we're off and running with the new action, the new journey, the new lunation we want to take. But right before that, think about when you're preparing for a trip, the things you're going to take, the things you're going to pack. You're all excited. You want a lot of energy and anticipation for something new, the new journey. And this is the balsamic dark side. Now, this month, this time is balsamic dark side of the moon, with the moon in Aquarius, which again is wanting your space, wanting to get back in touch with the truth of who you truly are, your own unique self. There can never be two people that are exactly alike. Your spirit, your soul, the quintessence of who you are. You have that. Everybody has that. Everybody is an original. And when you get in touch with that and celebrate it and bring it out and express it, the more alive, the more moon in Aquarius electric you feel. You feel lit because you're being you. You're enough. You don't have to do anything or try to be anything other than just be your unique self. So this is how we're beginning the week. And when we get to Monday, February 28th, we still have the moon in Aquarius. which is that getting in touch with your unique individuality. The moon in Aquarius will make a conjunction to Mercury in Aquarius, which is the mind and communication, and you expressing what is different about you. And then the moon in Aquarius will make a conjunction to Saturn at home in Aquarius. So the moon, which is making that conjunction to Saturn in Aquarius, this is like the mother and the father. Moon and Saturn has a lot to do with the people, the family, the new structures that you want to build. And then the moon goes what's called void of course. So when the moon is getting ready to change signs, before the moon goes into the next sign, which will be Pisces, there's a certain amount of time, could be a few minutes, a few hours, a whole day sometimes, when the moon does not make relationships or connections to any other sign of the zodiac. So the moon is said to be off course, void of course, in the void, in the darkness. So when we are in the void, so to speak, the blackness, the darkness, the possibilities are endless. And we have this starting on Monday, February 28th at 6:01 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So make the adjustments for your time zone. And then the moon stays void of course until March 1st, almost a full 24 hours, when the moon enters Pisces at 12:53 p.m. So this is a nice window of time of being in that space, in the void, the moon off course, not connecting yet to anything else, where you're in that nighttime kind of a feel, the darkness, the dream world, the world of mystery. Keep your dream journal too, by the way. If writing things down is too much for you, tape record. As soon as you wake up, record on your phone what you dreamt. There are tons of messages there, but that full almost 24-hour period of being in that mysterious, magical place, which is where you find your gold. Again, moon in Aquarius, which is your originality, that is where the gold is hiding. The gold is hiding in the darkness and not submitting, rebelling, which is what Aquarius is born to do, as a way of saying, wake up, become electric, alive, and move into the future. You have a nice time frame. Even if you're working and busy with life, as I'm sure you are, carve out at least a little bit of space, a little bit of time to get in touch with that. Then on March 1st, happy Mardi Gras. That's when we really go wild with the moon in Aquarius. But that March 1st is when the moon then enters mutable water Pisces at 12:53 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Again, make the adjustments for wherever you are. So the moon entering Pisces, which is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is now at home in Pisces. This is big emotion, and the moon is what we're hungry for. So when we look at a Jupiter-ruled moon, the desire, what it is that you want, is huge, over the top, and all of the emotions are backing it up. So on March 1st, we really have that going whole hog kind of feel. And Jupiter can go way overboard. So, you know, if you're indulging, try to temper it a little bit as far as the food, the drink, and things like that, because the other side of Jupiter is it doesn't know when to stop. It just keeps going. So enjoy, and we're going into a very lucky cycle and energy that I'm going to mention. But yeah, that moon going into Pisces, ruled by Jupiter, on Tuesday, Mardi Gras. have fun, be safe, and all of that. Now, the moon in Pisces on March 2nd, this is the new moon day. Now, what's happening in March is that we're having 2 new moons within 1 calendar month. So the second new moon is called the black moon. And this year it's interesting. We're having 3 black moon months, and it depends on the time zone that you're in. So check that. But this new moon at 12 degrees Pisces, the first new moon of March in a black moon month. This new moon in Pisces at 12 degrees, that 12 degrees Pisces brings in what's called the second division or the second decanate, which has a Cancer, the sun sign Cancer, a Cancer influence. The moon in Cancer is at home. It's in its domicile. The moon is about contentment, feeling satisfied, what you truly want instinctually by feeling, by your body, to be happy, to feel satisfied and content in life. The moon is not about the mind and analyzation. The moon is how we feel. The moon is also food, comfort, home, motherhood, family, where you feel safe, where you let your guard down because you do feel safe. The moon in astrology in the sign of Cancer is the 4th house. It's the bedroom. It's when you go unconscious, literally, and you're at your most vulnerable and you feel safe. You're nice and content and warm at home in your own bed. So this new moon in Pisces is that feeling of, with the second decan at 12 degrees, that feeling of what it is that you really want to, one, feel healthy and good in your body, because the body doesn't lie. It has a lot to do with dietary issues, foods that make you feel good, foods balance out hormones, mood swings, all kinds of things. But this new moon in Pisces, which brings in that Cancerian influence, is also what's called a Kazimi New Moon. Cazimi comes from the Arabic. It means in the heart of. So when the moon lines up so closely and tightly to the sun, the moon is said to be in the heart of the sun, which means the sun is lighting up with awareness and power and energy. This new moon in Pisces. So if you have been wondering or contemplating or sleeping on it, always a good thing to do. If you have been journaling during the dark side balsamic moon phase with the moon in Aquarius, which is what's different about me, what's original, how can I bring that out? Or how do you get back to being you again? As a lot of people say, I feel like I lost myself. Well, then when we have that new moon in Pisces Cazimi moment in the heart of the sun, that's that moment that can be the awareness, like the light bulb lighting up and you saying, yes, I get it. This is what I really want. This is what I really want to express and be. This is who I am, and who you are is enough. I am enough, as the saying goes. You don't have to be, do, or try to be anything other than who and what you are. So this is the new moon in Pisces, bringing in that Cancerian influence of home, and home is where the heart is and where you're happy and what you need, with that Cazimi in the heart of the sun moment. How beautiful is that? And then right after we have that new moon moment, now the moon is lined up with the sun, filled up with new energy and power. Then the moon in Pisces makes a conjunction to Jupiter at home in Pisces. Now, moon Jupiter conjunction in Pisces, That's just going for it over the top. Reach for the stars, buy a couple lotto tickets. What does it hurt? Do whatever it is for you that you really want a lucky outcome. There are a lot of factors that go into luck. Jupiter in astrology rules over luck. But luck has a lot to do with gratitude, expecting to be lucky. It's an energy of positivity. Jupiter rules over gambling. When you gamble, when you take a chance, that feeling of feeling lucky, we all know what that feels like, where I just feel like lucky. It's on, it's happening. That's that feeling. So when you're in that vibe, when you're in that energy, Moon in Pisces conjunct Jupiter in Pisces, go for it. How wonderful is that? This is a really nice aspect. It's when you can fulfill the huge desire that you have. Moon is the desire. And then conjunct Jupiter, feeling lucky and going beyond the boundaries. And this is a lot of emotion. Emotion is energy. That's what emotion is. It's your passion. It's your energy to go for whatever it is that you want. Now, the new moon, as we go from new moon, that first quadrant, new moon to second quarter moon, this corresponds to springtime. No matter what time of the year we're in, new moon to second quarter, that first quadrant is things are heating up. Things are filled with hope and promise. It's new. It's springtime. It's youth. It's young. This is a young moon. The new moon is a young moon. So wanting and trying something new with the feeling behind it of, yeah, all the possibilities are endless. Think about how you feel in the spring and it's warming up and the flowers are blooming and things are growing and you can hear the birds singing again and all of that. It just feels like the possibilities are endless, and they are. This is this new moon feel. Now on Thursday, we still have the moon in Pisces, and the moon in Pisces, after the moon makes a conjunction to Jupiter in Pisces, the moon in Pisces then makes a conjunction to Neptune, the ocean in Pisces. This is a sea, a tsunami of emotion. All this water, like the dam has broken open, has cracked open, and then the moon in Pisces will make nice sextile 60-degree angles of opportunity with the favorable outcome. Moon in Pisces makes a sextile to Pluto in Capricorn, Venus in Capricorn, Mars exalted in Capricorn. Now water, because we're looking at Pisces in the element of water, water is the element of purification and healing. Water is cleansing. Water is like purging out all of the negative emotions and letting the healing begin. Water is the element of caring. When we look at water in astrology, there's fire, air, earth, and water. When we look at the element of water, that is the element of not only psychic and intuitive ability, but when water sees pain and suffering, water wants to alleviate the pain and suffering. Water cares, in other words. Whether it's a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or someone that has a lot of water in their chart, these are the people that want to alleviate the pain and suffering. It's not that the other signs and the other elements don't, but water feels that pain and suffering as if it's happening to them. So the healing with this new moon in Pisces, which is, it can be your healing, meaning feel your feelings. If you feel like having a good cry and letting it all come out, let it out, feel your feelings. It's cleansing, it's healing. If you know of a situation or care about an issue that means something to you, you can be sending out healing vibes or take action with the new moon action to help heal a situation. It's individual. It's what it means for you uniquely as an original. Remember the moon in Aquarius. So whatever this means for you, this new moon in Pisces and all of this water element, it's healing, it's purification, it's cleansing. If you're an artist, because Pisces and all of that water is very magical and creative, you have no idea how through your music, your art, your creativity, you could be healing a situation. Think of someone that perhaps you've known or seen in your life that has inspired you, and in a certain sense, they've healed you. That's this new moon in Pisces in the element of water. And it's a beautiful thing, and it's a lot of water, and it's a lot of water. Moon in Pisces ruled by Jupiter, which never stops, and then the conjunction to Jupiter, and then the conjunction to Neptune in Pisces as well. Let the healing and magic begin. Now on Thursday, which is Jupiter's day, we have the moon then entering the first sign of the zodiac, the baby, Cardinal fire, Aries. And so we're in our young moon phase, and Aries is the baby, the youngest sign of the zodiac. And Aries representing the baby. When you think of the newborn expects, just takes it as a way of beingness. Of course, my needs will be met. Of course, there'll be someone there to feed me, to hold me, to take care of my needs. Babies and children haven't learned fear until we teach them to be afraid. They're not ashamed of themselves or their needs until they learn that. So when we start to close out the week, Thursday evening into Friday, into Saturday, moon in Aries, the baby, the young one with this young moon, the feeling is, the energy to connect to is knowing that the universe loves and protects you and guides you all of the time. And of course, your needs will be met. That's the young moon. That's Aries. If you need or want something, it will be provided for. It will be there. Also, Cardinal fire, Aries, is that confidence, that exuberance, that bravery of trailblazing, doing something first, trying something first. It's just like its symbol, the rams, just rushing into a situation with a lot of enthos, a lot of in spirit, a lot of energy, knowing that when I need something, of course it's going to be there. Newborn hasn't learned caution and to be afraid in a certain sense. We learn that, and this is very much connected to the beginning of the week where the moon in Aquarius says, rebel. Don't follow the status quo. Do your own thing. Probably one of Aquarian's most favorite sayings, do your own thing. And then as we start to close off the week, and we've had the new moon and the cleansing and the healing, and now the baby moon, moon in Aries, saying, go for it. Do something, trailblaze something new. When we get to Saturday, now on Saturday, the big shift on Saturday is Venus and Mars are going to move in conjunction, and they're going to move into the sign of fixed air, Aquarius. Now, when Venus and Mars, which have been in the sign of Capricorn, ruled by Saturn, Aquarius is also ruled by Saturn, but here's the difference. And also one other thing before I continue. On Saturday, early in the morning, there's a Sun-Jupiter conjunction in Pisces as well. So that again is that element of feeling good and lucky. But when we get Mars and Venus, these are the two lovers in astrology, the romantic planets. Now, they've been in Capricorn, and Capricorn is ruled by Earth Saturn. And Capricorn is political, traditional. Oh, what will the neighbors think? This is the way it's always been done. Let's just keep it the same. The traditions. Venus and Mars in Aquarius couldn't be the most opposite of that, even though it's still ruled by Saturn. But this is airy, the element of air, fixed air Saturn. And so fixed air Saturn, or Venus and Mars in Aquarius, this is like Buddha once said, you must love in such a way that the person you love feels free. So when we love someone and we say to them, be you, be free. I'm not trying to control or change you in any way. I love you exactly the way you are, for all of your uniqueness, individuality, whatever it is about that other person, why you fell in love with them in the first place. This is the Venus and Mars, the two lovers in Aquarius. It's saying, or connecting to the energy of, we're going to create our own unique relationship. Who cares what the neighbors think? It's the complete opposite of the traditional political Capricorn. We're going to create our own family, our own unique relationship. We're going to be individuals. We're going to give each other space. Aquarius, let there be space in your togetherness. It's all of that. And that's when relationships really get fun. When we don't try to control and predict, and we're just flying, because Aquarius rules over, of course, air, but airlines and flight and travel. So when we're together and we're not trying to control, and we're going to create our own marriage, family, romance situation. And also on the 5th, March 5th, Venus and Mars conjunct together, then that's just a beautiful, romantic, the most loving thing we can do. So look at how the energy and the planets and stars are connecting through the week. It's starting off with the dark side of the moon and needing your space to get in touch with yourself again, your originality again. Then we go into the new moon, which is this purging, this cleansing, this healing. And then we get into the boldness, the cardinal fire Aries. Let's get something started here. Courageously, bravely, boldly, and with excitement, because fire is life, it's excitement. And then we close off the week with the two lovers, Venus and Mars, leaving traditional Capricorn, the way it's always been done. And there are a lot of traditions that are beautiful. This is not about throwing out all the traditions that you love. It's just creating your own unique relationship and what you truly want in the relationship. And it's very romantic and very much about the acceptance of someone. And think about how that feels for you to know that there's at least one person in your life that accepts all of you exactly the way you are, the good, the bad, the ugly, the weird, whatever it is, that someone just loves you exactly the way you are. To at least have one person like that in your life, I don't think that's too much to ask for. And this is how we're closing out the week. And what a beautiful thing that it is. This theme through the week, or the connection to the stars and the planets, of the sense of, well, first I'm going to get in touch with myself and my own individuality. And then once I have that, I'm going to give it to other people, because It's really difficult, if not impossible, to give something that we don't have first. We have to fill ourselves up first with the moon. I always say, feed your moon. The moon is the baby that needs to be fed. The moon is also the nurturing mother that wants to make the child or your inner child happy. So once we fill ourselves up with what we need and want and truly want, not what others tell us we're supposed to want, then we're filled up. Feed your moon, and then we have it to give back. So this is the theme of the week. And at the end, with that Venus and Mars entering Aquarius, that's just love on such a higher level and energy, like the cosmos. And this is what we're connecting to. So I love this beautiful week and energy that we have with the new moon, the new action, the healing, the purification. And if nothing else, just embrace you as the original, unique self that you are. You are enough. You don't have to do anything to try to be enough. Just accept yourself. So now that we've connected through the stars and planets through the week, through the energy, let's just take a brief, starry stuff, which is how I like to close out. Let's take a brief starry stuff moment. And I want to mention this angel right here. If you don't know, this is a famous YouTuber named Peter Mon. And, you know, we're all sending prayers and holding good thoughts for Peter. He's a famous YouTuber. He's brilliant. He's a writer. He's so talented. I could go on and on and on. This guy's a genius. And he puts it all out there. He also has the most beautiful, clearest blue eyes you'll ever see in your life. He's really easy on the eyes, guys, too. But he was in a car accident, and we're all waiting to hear how he is. And we're sending thoughts and prayers for just this, talk about unique and one of a kind. So holding prayers and thoughts for our beloved Peter Mon. He loves people. He loves animals. He's a fellow murderino. My favorite murder is a true crime podcast kind of a show. I mean, he does everything. What can I say? I happened to find him a few years ago. I was surfing through videos, and he mentioned that he was in Indiana. Now, for me, Larry Bird, the famous Celtic, my hero that I grew up with and watched, as soon as I heard Indiana, I was hooked right in, because Peter lives in Larry Bird's state. So that's what hooked me in. But then after I watched the channel, and I check in every single day, he's just fabulous. And so we're all praying for him. And I love when he says, period, end of story. He'll give his opinion about something and then go, period, end of story. So as far as Peter Mon is concerned, he will get well after the accident. He has so much to live for: his family, his friends, his husband, his pets, his fans that love him so much. He is just loved and valued and treasured for the original that he is. So I know you will be back, Peter. Period. End of story. Thank you, everyone, for being here and listening to the Voice of Astrology podcast. I'll see you next week, and I will see you all in the stars. Have a fabulous new week and new moon, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you.